Hello and welcome to my home. Today I'm going to take you on an October fall veggie container garden tour and update. But before we go there, I want to let you know I have other types of videos on my channel. I have easy to prepare recipes, product reviews, meditation videos, and other videos on growing a variety of vegetables in containers. So let's go on that tour. So this is a view of my fall container garden as I'm coming out into the patio. I'm going to take you in closer. I'm going to start with, I'm going to call them my summer holdovers. I still have a couple of tomato plants that I'm keeping because they have some nice green tomatoes. I'm trying to let them get a little larger so I can harvest and just do that old southern fried green tomatoes. Another tomato plant over there in the back over there. But I think in a few days I'm going to have to pull these up. I don't think they're going to get any larger. And I can use these pots for something else. So here's a pot that had my sugar baby watermelon. I got 2 good sized watermelons off of them. The last one I just sliced up. And if you've been following me, this was also smashed up during the July storm, and I didn't think I was going to get anything, but it came back. It has these 2 little small ones, which obviously are not going to do anything. The vine is now withering up, so that's it for the watermelons. Now this eggplant is another one of my holdover plants. I really need to harvest these today. It's getting too cold, especially in the evenings, and some of them are being impacted by that. So I'm going to harvest all the ones that are, they look good. Most of them still look good. This is the Black Beauty eggplant, the kind of eggplant that you normally find in the store. I also have a couple of the white comet eggplant, and it's on its last leg as well, so I'm going to harvest the rest of those. It's going to be yummy. I think I'm going to make a eggplant parmesan type dish with some mozzarella, parmesan, and maybe some provolone, some tomato sauce. Some more of my white comet eggplant. So those are all the ones that were held over from the summer. Now this green tomato right here is pretty big. And I got another down on the bottom. You might not be able to see that one. That's pretty big. But yeah, this tomato plant is done too. This is a Beefmaster tomato plant. Moving to the fall. Here are my cauliflower. This is the white comet. I planted these in mid-August. Now I did have an infestation come and pretty much eat a lot of the leaves pretty early on, but they're coming back pretty good, so I'm happy about that. Down here you'll see my broccoli robe. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but very tasty. They're getting pretty big. I'm hoping to get some nice harvest out of here. Now we're going to my spinach. This one is called the Noble Giant. It can get pretty tall. Some more Noble Giants. Noble Giant. Now over here, this spinach is called the Dark Side, so they're coming along really well. I did have to give these a lot of nitrogen. Sometimes if your spinach leaves start to get a little curled at the ends, or start to get a little yellowing, that could be an indication you need some more nitrogen. I just use fish emulsion. I also use blood meal as well. Now over here on my kohlrabi or kohlrabi. And you see how pretty the stem's got that little purplish color in there. And that is a type of bulb, if you're not familiar with this vegetable. Over here I have my lettuces. That is my iceberg lettuce, and this is my butter crunch lettuce. And I did plant some of those into another pot. I need to transplant or thin this out. Definitely, it's too many of them in there in this one container to really grow and produce very well. Some more kohlrabi. Now we're getting to my collard greens. So this is one of my bigger ones. I had to put I just made a little cup and cut it down and made a little collar because some of my collars were starting to get cut down. I did plant some more. Another collard green. Some more collard greens. And some more of the other ones that I planted later. It's good to do that type of succession planting of some of your vegetables so that you can have some, just in case your first planting doesn't go so well, but also to make sure you're not harvesting everything all at once, and they help prolong the growing season. Another container of collard greens. Now I do have some buggies that are eating them up. I'm not too concerned about it. As the weather gets colder, I won't have as much problem with the bugs, but you can always cover them with a little shade cloth to help keep it from getting eaten. I don't use any pesticides. I decided to do another container of turnips. I just planted this a few days ago, so they're not sprouting up yet. Here's the butter crunch 3 that I transplanted from that bigger pot. They're doing good. Here are my beets. They're starting to get to be a good size, starting to come up out the ground right here. Now here's my kale, and you've seen these before, and I do a cut and come again where I harvest at the base, and that way they'll give me another harvest. So far I've harvested twice off of this bed, and this is my dwarf Siberian. But I decided to do succession planting on this too. So I did a second, and these are starting to come up and do well. Here's a container of carrots, and I planted these, and I'm going to show you another bucket of container of carrots that I sowed earlier, because I'm doing succession planting on these too. So these are the ones that I planted the most recently. So here are my container of carrots that I started first, and they're getting nice and big, looking good. And these are my original turnip greens that I planted back in the middle of August. And I've also done that cut and come again on these. Now I want to point out something. This one, for some reason, has decided, and I think it's getting ready to go to seed, because it's got these long stems on them now, and they're growing leaves at the top. So I suspect this one has bolted. Not sure why this one bolted as opposed to this one did not bolt. It could be that this container, because it's plastic, retains some heat more so than this cloth one. So now here are my radishes. This is the French breakfast radish, and I planted these in the middle of September, and you can start to see some of the radishes starting to pop up and get mature. see the beautiful redness there. Some more radishes. This is my cherry bell. And then over here, just a few days ago, I planted a Rivoli radish, so they haven't come up yet. And my other container of spinach. So here is the blueberry bush. This is the one that had really gotten pretty destroyed in July when the tree during the storm fell on it. It grew back, but I think it's still suffering a little bit from stress. I think I might need to do some pruning and some fertilizing on it to get it set up for the winter. So this is my blueberry bush. I'm going to take you to my strawberry, not my strawberry, but my raspberry. So here is the raspberry. It also suffered a lot of damage, and it's growing back. It's trying to produce raspberries, but I'm not sure I'm going to get any this season. I'll probably end up pruning this back as well and fertilizing it. Now I do have fertilizer specific for berries. I have a strawberry, keep saying strawberry, raspberry, and a blueberry fertilizer that I'm going to mix into, just kind of what they call scratch it into the soil and get that ready for the fall, into the winter. Here's a look of everything from a different perspective. Now I did fertilize everything yesterday. It does look like I need to do a little watering, but that's it. It looks like it's coming along pretty good. I'm pretty happy about it. I'm hoping that you're enjoying your gardening as well. And, oh, I forgot to tell you. I have this container of spinach, but I had this far off in the corner, and some squirrels had dug it up looking for, I guess, the bulbs or nuts or something to eat. So I had to re-put those back into the pot. Hopefully they will survive. I've moved them closer into my normal bedding area, because this is where I have my little guardian angels, I call them. They help scare off the squirrels. So I'm going to move all my spinach in here in this area. Okay guys, that's it. If you like that video, hit the thumbs up like button and consider subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I've uploaded a new video. That's it for now. Bye bye.